So starting it off as our side gig. So I have 2 other businesses that I'm running alongside of this. And then we were like, ooh, that's going to be a lot of money. And it was getting to the point that we were at this point, as we were applying to so many, I get a call that says we were approved. And we just had our first direct booking.
Hi and welcome to another episode of Behind the BnB. I'm so thrilled to have Itiah and Ed joining me from Queensland today. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
So nice to have you on the show. I'm always so grateful for all our clients, that come on here and make time to come and share their story with us. So I'm grateful to have you guys on.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes.
So I'd love to get into your story, get to know, let people know a little bit more about who you are, first of all, what you do, and then we can get into all things Airbnb. So
yeah,
who's going to go first?
I'll start. So we are a married couple. And so we each have our own, I have several businesses as working as well full time, and so we're doing this together. So starting it off as our side gig. So I have 2 other businesses that I'm running alongside of this. And do you want to speak for yourself?
So I work full time and am squeezing in whatever assistance I can to get this rolling and keep it rolling. I'm in business development and sales. We both independently have been investing in properties throughout our adult life. Mm-hmm. And to coming together, we have, Itiah has 1 property at the moment. We have 1 together that are long-term rentals. And we were considering the next purchase, but we were also considering the next purchase for the purposes of the Airbnb, the short-term rental model.
Yeah, right.
And then we were like, ooh, that's going to be a lot of money for an outlay for, getting another property primarily for this purpose, especially in the Brisbane area where things aren't that cheap. So we came across this model of arbitrage. And at first we had, we're kind of talking with someone who has a long-term, who has short-term rental, but they own it. And they were like, oh, we've kind of heard that's not as lucrative. And so they also pay for a property manager. So not as lucrative to like kind of not own the property yourself. And they pay for a property manager. So that was, call it 20%. I'm not sure that goes out of for them. And so we were, looking for a way to be able to learn how to do this so that we did not fall flat on our face, and also didn't have that outlay that we would need to have for a property that we would own.
Yeah. And so how did you come across the arbitrage model? Was that through us? Or
yeah, I think, so I'd already heard about it, and then was starting to present that. Like I tried just talking to people who have short-term rentals, but they all owned the property. And so, and so I had already kind of heard of arbitrage, but hadn't heard yet of a way to be able to learn how to do it.
Yeah, right.
So I think the Instagram gods were, listening to my phone conversations, as others. So magically, James started showing up on my Instagram, and so I was like, "Well, this feels like good timing, right? Things are aligned." And so, yeah, we decided to go to kind of one of the events.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our introduction to seeing that there was a course and community that would help us learn.
Brilliant. And that was last year sometime, is that correct?
Yeah, sort of in the second half of last year.
Yeah, so we joined officially in October. So I think, we were starting to have those conversations probably in about August.
Yeah. Cool. And so I know that you have a property, which is pretty awesome. In the time that it's taken you, I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you could have taken it on a bit sooner? Because how long has it actually been up on Airbnb?
We went live on the 21st of December, 2025.
Okay.
And yeah, so we joined the program in October, and like kind of around the beginning, maybe about like beginning of October of 2025. And then we were focused on getting like the business stuff set up, like, you know.
Yeah. So how long did it actually take to get the business and the branding?
Yeah.
And all that stuff?
So then we got, I mean, the business setup stuff wasn't too long because we were able to do that ourselves in terms of like the actual like registration and get the logo up in the website and blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And then we started hitting open houses pretty hard, like when we got back, like pretty much. So we got back, like it was like the first weekend in November, and we spent all of November going to open houses in during the weekday, during
getting friendly with agents.
Yes. Sometimes
we I guess we set ourselves a mission. We wanted to have something up and running so we could capitalize on the Christmas period. So we knew we just had to go to everything that we could.
Yeah.
And just churn through a few no's to find a yes, I guess.
And so how many
so yeah, look, I think it was definitely at least 50 something. Like I was keeping a spreadsheet because James had provided like a tracker, right, for you to see like which ones you're going to and like the inspection checklists and things. And it was getting to the point that we were at this point, like we were applying to so many. Because at first it was like, yeah, I'm not gonna apply until we go and we see. And then it was like, okay, well that's just a bit too slow. And things were going pretty quickly. And so I was just like, as soon as I found something online that we liked, and because we already knew our numbers, like as long as the rents were in this parameter and it was like in this area, so we already kind of knew that holistically what we were targeting to like look for.
Yeah.
So whenever we were kind of crawling realestate.com or domain or then we started having those alerts come to us. That was really, and through the tenant app, which is one of the apps that you can like kind of apply online. So I was just like applying immediately, like when I was seeing things even before going to the open house, because you know always retract.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And so you know, sometimes we would call to see like if it was stacked, like we had a stacked day and we were trying to split ourselves and we just couldn't make it to some, we would you know, they definitely have that approach. Like we'd try to call and say like, hey, you know, what's the openness to this model? And then sometimes you can get on the phone with them, sometimes you couldn't. So we're just like, apply.
Yeah. So even without knowing if you would get it, or you kind of already did all your deep diving and your research, obviously to narrow it down to that particular area, and then also knowing that regulation wise, you could definitely do it there. So it's always down to the last final detail is whether the landlord's open to it. So
sure, and you don't really, the agents don't exactly know that yet either until they, you know, bring it up to the landlord. So we definitely,
they're willing to go in and bat for you, basically.
Exactly. So we were starting to run into a couple of agents that we were seeing more often than not, or getting to know which buildings were a no, or which agents were a no. We're kind of going on and keeping a track record of that, like who's the people we love, the people who don't love us. So don't love the model,
the
maybe
concept,
the concept over and over.
Yeah, for sure.
And so actually the first one that we got, I had called, so the one that we have, I called and, you know, just trying to see what the openness was. And they were like, nah, like don't bother kind of deal. And I clearly applied anyway. And I say clearly because I get a call that says we were approved, right? And I hadn't seen the place because I just didn't have time to go to, once they said like, no, it was one of those, like I applied and then we just kept it moving because we had other ones to like go to. And so when she said we were approved and I was just like, what's the address again? You know, like I'm on the phone in the street, like looking up the address to like see it on realestate.com. And I was like, well, we actually haven't seen it yet. And she says, oh, well, there's been open houses like all week, whatever. We're like, yeah, but we did call, and it wasn't, didn't seem as warm and fuzzy about it. So I was just like, can we see it within the next 2 hours? And she's like, yeah. So I literally like called him, and I was like, are you going to be available? And he's like, no. But I was like, all right, but can you be on FaceTime? Sure. And I didn't even come home. I was outside already, like out in the street, and I got on the bus. I went straight there.
Wow.
To go.
Yeah. That was the one that came through that actually got approved. And yeah.
So yeah, and this person's on the Body corporate. So we were surprised that they would, that we got some of those on Body corporate that was really open to it. So I'm like FaceTiming with them, like, does this look good to you? Yeah. Okay, good.
So it's I'm trying to remember, is it a 2-bed?
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Yeah. 2-bed, 3-bath, brilliant. Okay, you've done your FaceTime with Ed. Next step was literally you liked it, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, we liked it, and then so I was getting a bit concerned. It has really dark carpets. So and like kind of some walls that were really dark, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Like design wise, I was feeling like a struggle with it, because those are things that were a bit harder to change. But I was like, all right, I'm just going to commit to this like vision of design stuff. And so we did
great though.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was
well done.
Well, we're like ordering things. We're like ordering things online. In like trying to do it in 1 week's time, because we're not only are we coming up against Christmas, we're coming up against like we were traveling.
Yeah, and I had to go a week in advance as well.
Oh, really?
So
it was hectic.
Yeah, though it's amazing what you can accomplish, right? When you've got a deadline, like, we get it done.
Yeah,
we get it done, and you did.
I was hoping everything came in and looked the way it did online, and that it, everything came in without being broken, and just kind of putting it together. So like a week to order, a week to set up, and then we're on a plane.
Yeah, so they helped assemble a few people.
Yeah. So they'd started school holidays, so they were just, you guys are going to work.
Did they get paid for it, or
we paid them in food? No, we
let you live here.
They were going on holiday with us, afterwards. And so
that was the payment.
Well, we said to them, look, the Maldives isn't cheap, and you've just come back.
Right, and we're about to go on another one. So
that's brilliant. I love that. So okay, so it's listed live. I mean, when did you get the photos done, or did you guys just take them yourselves, or were you able to get a photographer booked?
Yeah, so they were able to get a photographer booked, but it was definitely this juggling act between the photographer and the cleaner and things getting delivered in time. So we were able to get a cleaner, and they were like, they have this window, like you need to cancel within 48 hours if you don't think you're going to be ready, and or else like you have to pay for it, kind of deal. So like basically, essentially, I got the cleaner, the photographer. We had him come like on a Thursday because we wanted the pictures back by that Friday. So he needed like all of Thursday, right? So to get it back so that we could list it over like by Friday night, kind of situation. And so he expedited things, but the cleaner wasn't coming till the Friday. So we had him come on a Thursday. The cleaner wasn't coming on the Friday. So we had to like go and buy some things that were for the bed, because the cleaner was coming with the bedding, with the pretty amenities on that stuff. And so that morning of like we were still receiving things to be put together. It's like I was almost on a call like with the photographer, like I don't know if I need to push him. I was trying to push him back to as much daylight as we still had.
Yeah.
And like some of the things I was still like nailing things on the wall while he was in another room. We took stuff from our house to like finish making put the duvet on, and then we took it off to that room. We like went into the other room. We had the furniture outdoor. It was like wasn't there. We had to move furniture from the living room into like some of the things. Like, it was a thing until we got some of the things got to like delivered on that Friday. So then I was taking pictures of like once the cleaner was finished, like what the amenities in the bathroom, or once the outdoor furniture was set, I took a picture and he like, you know, made it more like,
just
clear and stuff. And,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was a
Yeah.
tough last 2 days.
I was just giving moral support over the phone at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you just got it done though, don't you?
You just made it
Really?
happen.
Yeah. So when are you getting the second one?
So about expansion. Look, I mean, first of all, we're wanting to really stabilize this one. So when we started in, like, because it was the end of December, people had bookings kind of already for that Christmas time. So we did get 2 bookings though, like for years, and like kind of one just for Christmas. January, thankfully. January was a little slower month, just overall in the market. And so February is really when it started to kind of get into flow and into this month as well. And so we're just wanting to make sure that it's stabilizing more in that space with occupancy and the average daily rate that we want to be able to consistently be at and above, so that we can start paying itself back a little bit more. And if anything, so our expansion things that we're looking at, so we've created an app for as well. So like for our house, like for our property, so that we'd be able to find like recommendations in the area, or more direct booking kind of through us, and support while they're there and kind of whatnot. And so one of the ways we're going to do that is start making things available to other hosts. So like an app for their, like a white label app for their house, for kind of other businesses that we might like kind of look to start would be in the service of a host.
Did you develop that app?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that you actually do.
Yes.
Amazing. So so it's an actual app that people can scan a QR code, download for your product.
Exactly. Yeah. So they actually don't need to go to the App Store to download it. It's actually just a web link, so they'll be able to log in. And so there's some tabs that people can see without being a guest, like, hey, you can direct book, book directly with us. You can see we're going to create an on demand, like a store, so that we can sell like branded things as well.
Okay.
And so
send me the link for that so I can bring it up while we're talking about it too.
Definitely. So we're just looking at other kinds of services and products that would be useful for and to support hosts. And so that's another avenue of scaling that we're thinking, as well as what other services and products that we can put on top of what we already have to be able to increase the average daily rate, but also give that like staff value on top of as well. And that will probably be something that we would be offering through our direct booking site. So
brilliant. Okay. And so Spring Hill as an area, it's in Brisbane.
Yes, it's like adjacent to the Central Business District.
Yeah.
Okay. So just a little bit about that area. So how, is it saturated, or is there still a lot of opportunity there for the Airbnb?
There's still a lot of opportunities around in that area. It's very central, and like it's close to sporting facilities, hospitals, universities, the CBD.
Brilliant.
The conference centre. It's really got everything on offer, and it's sort of medium to high density living, which is also beneficial in the light of the proposed council legislation that's about to come in Brisbane. So it's still.
So for those who are watching or listening, can you kind of explain what's coming up?
So it's a proposal that by July 1st this year, a few things. That one, that you would need to have like a permit to be able to operate an Airbnb or a short-term rental kind of in general. Then there's there's potentially a development approval that would be needed, as well as restricting that more into like high density areas. So basically the CBD, but not really pretty much allow short-term rentals much outside of that. There's like kind of a proposal of minimum public liability that you would need as well. If there are complaints, you're needing to respond to them like within 24 hours, and you get like kind of 3 strikes or your permit gets revoked. So a lot that's being proposed, and I know that there's the likes of Airbnb. They've hosted things as well to help explain that to us, and so that we can also write to the council, which we've done. We've done 2 separate submissions, so we can hopefully.
It's a two-sided sort of equation where the council's is basically reacting to a situation where there seems to be a growing number of Airbnbs, not necessarily arbitrage, people that own a place doing whatever. They obviously feel a need to regulate it in some way, and there's our side of it that are sort of saying, look, regulation is okay, but let's be reasonable about it, discuss it, and have a two-way sort of discussion, because you don't want to shoot yourselves in the foot, particularly with an Olympics coming up in this city, where they're already going to struggle for accommodation.
They're really short, aren't they?
Well short, and they're not going to be able to build enough hotels. So if they tighten up on availability for Airbnb, then what are people going to do? And people are coming with whole families. So it's a more affordable option for people to bring a whole family and come to an event such as that.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, we just have to see how it's going to play out, but I mean, just adhere to all the rules and meet all the criteria necessary. I mean, we've had to apply even here in Perth, for DA approval on some of our properties, and it's all gone through. So it's been a relief, that's for sure.
Yes, but it's pretty pricey to do that as well when you're actually not developing. So it was that doesn't look like that's necessary, or at least a different type of DA if we're going to require it, because it's not for my background's in construction as well, and so it's just not the type of thing that you would like. You're not constructing anything, and it's not truly, and it's not changing the use of it. It's still residential. So right. We'll see what comes of
it's also about working with that landlord, isn't it? And wanting to secure that lease agreement before like applying for DA approval and all the rest. If you're only going to have it for 12 months, and it's like whereas if you can secure that, I mean, what have you guys managed to secure, if you don't mind sharing?
It's a 12-month lease, and we are seeing, so we're we just started it in December, so we're only three months into it, and so, but we definitely want to be asking like by that 6-month mark to be able to extend it as long as things are still going well, kind of by that then, so that make sure that we're able to cover through that Christmas break time as well, because right now like our lease would end in early December.
And you really want to see how this all plays out as well before taking on the next property, like you said. So even when it comes to pricing and how confident are you with price labs, and price adjusting and all of that at the moment?
We have hostesses. So
brilliant. Okay.
I'm
relieved for you.
Look, and it's great, and it's like, for us it just seemed like a logical choice, because we want to have a team of everything, so we want to manage sort of less of it, so that, and that's part of what we want to try and stabilize everything, so that we can then focus on the next steps. This one can kick over and do its thing. We don't have to jump in and play around with it so much.
Yeah, perfect. So I know that people listening and they're like, okay, what is host assist? So Ed, what's your best understanding of this platform? And
so it's essentially, you guys have put it together to make it available for like the likes of us as members of the community. we subscribe to it. It's essentially a team of VAs that are 24/7, that handle pricing, price adjustments, guest communication with cleaners, that all the stuff that you don't want to get bogged down doing.
Exactly.
Subscriptions to
Yeah.
Price Labs and Guesty Pro.
Getting listed on all the different various platforms that you may want to get listed on, direct bookings as well.
Yeah.
They really take care of a whole spectrum of things.
Yeah.
And if we were to do that, well, it wouldn't be we, it would be mostly Itiah, because I'm stuck sort of working full time at the moment. That's a lot to bog yourself down in. And so for what it's worth, we were like, yeah, let's just get that sorted out and have those, because, you know, if something happens and you need to get a electrician in or a locksmith, we had a recent example. The bathroom door was locked from the inside, and so no one could get in, and there was a light on in there.
And we were in Melbourne for a week.
We were away.
Okay.
So there's a team there that we can communicate with and go, right, we've got a list of contacts that they have access to, so they can just go, right, I will ring the locksmith, make it.
And they do it for you, so you're not having to do it while you're away in Melbourne at 2-3 a.m. in the morning, whenever the guests.
About when it was starting. So we've been on track. Like, so since we have left, since we launched, we've had multiple trips. So we went away, we launched, then went away to Adelaide, and then we went away to, like, you know, Thailand and Bali, and then we came back.
Every time we go, there's a booking.
Then we went to land, and there's bookings and communications. So we should just keep going away. And then we were in Melbourne for the week. So, like, it's been, we move around quite a bit as well. So it's just really good to have that. Now we're starting to look at like a kind of an air tasker or something that we're really can use quite often than just once off, to be the extra, call them, like, kind of boots on the ground or gopher, to be a part of the team as well, so that we can have them look at, you know, do the errands, the things that we can't get Uber Eats to deliver and do for us from the grocery store there, or they can.
Is that an add-on to the app? Is that what you're talking about?
No, so we're looking. So actually, funny enough, you say that, because I am looking to start to kind of create another app that has, like I said, more of the services that host needs, and one of those things are like good operators as well, like not Airbnb hosts, but like people who are on the ground, like the person that you love at the furniture store, like, you know, which furniture store is that? The person who is a reliable person for you to just kind of call on if you need help, like getting a kind of a list there, the cleaners that we love, all of that kind of there, because we're all kind of sharing that, and we have groups that we're sharing that in and amongst, and we want to just start to be able to capture that. So just formalize that a bit more than just trying to have to, like, scroll somewhere up in like the many WhatsApp groups and messages that we have. So
a little thing, information in.
So we started, we'd already put a short list together of air taskers. So we didn't have a task yet, but like put out to say, here are some examples of things that we would need help with. So we got a short list of people, about 5 people that we could call on whenever we needed a situation, but we already, like, went through the reviews and understood what is it that their strengths were. So it's like, oh, if we need someone to go for, you know, going for inspection for us, this person's the person. If we need someone to, like, you know, fix something on the clean thing, like, way, then we can. This one seems like she's really good with attention to detail, that kind of stuff. We would, as we look to put some services, some value stacking on top of things, like, we'd probably go with her for some things. So we already have a handyman friend and whatever. So it's just, the team definitely is huge, but especially the team on the ground. So Hostess is amazing. They're virtual. And they're getting contact and coordinating, but then we feel that to be able to separate ourselves away. So I'm working on a streak of how many days I don't have to go there to the property. And so,
automation at its finest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we're properly trying to automate.
yeah.
Need
So
to do everything. Yeah.
automate and delegate, right? So and because I've had that mindset, there's 2 times that I almost went and I didn't. I held myself back. I'm like, street. This is like the Duolingo street of trying to make sure that you're learning a new language. Is how many days in a row can I go without going to the property?
I love that way of thinking. Yeah.
The mentality of there is no one can do it as well as what I can do it.
Mm.
Keen on that.
But if we set,
It's so much harder.
Yeah, if we walk through a level of expectations and SOPs of this is what we expect, and then we can have someone go, okay, yes, I understand, and then we've got faith in their ability that they can go and maintain that.
Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, I did it the other way around where it was, okay, I'm going to do everything except the cleaning. I refused to do the cleaning in the beginning. I was like, I'm not making beds and cleaning bathrooms, but it was everything else, the setup. So how the sheets were tucked, how the pillows were placed. For me, all that was, I'm going to do that. I'm going to photograph, I'm going to document. And then it's like, okay, now that I've done it and I've walked through it myself, although it could have easily been the other way as well and been like, no, I'm not doing it. We're going to work it out. And I love that you've taken that approach. But at the same time, you probably don't even have the time. So it was like, okay, yeah, from the beginning, how do we, like you said, automate and delegate?
Yeah, like it's definitely time. Yes, definitely time, because we're trying to help transfer that. It's a brand identity that we're helping to transfer. It's not just about, is the apartment clean? It's, does it look the way? Is it presented the way that we want it to be? And
it's consistent with our brand.
Exactly. And so
people are seeing online, it matches. And so yeah, I mean, the review scores, you know, it's still early days, you know.
So we have reviews. So we have four 5-star reviews on Airbnb. We have average 9-star rating at booking.com, and we have a 10 in Agoda. So we're on several. We haven't gotten a booking through VRBO yet, and we've just had our first direct booking. So they just
round of applause. It's always exciting when you just get that DB come in.
Exactly. They came straight from Stripe. We're like, and it's in the next day. It's there. There's no fees on top of it, commission and stuff.
So how did that one come through, that direct booking?
You know what? Actually, we have asked. The guest hasn't responded. I've had hostesses to ask them, how did they find us? We've been doing a lot of push on our between our socials and LinkedIn as well, to be like, we're on these platforms, we're on this platform, and here's our direct booking. So, but we actually have asked the guest, how did they find us? But they didn't respond to us yet.
Not responded just yet. Are you on Instagram as well? So
yes.
You mentioned socials. Yeah. So you've got your branding up there as well.
Our Instagram, we have a YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I am Google and I are not friends right now. I'm trying to get our Google profile, because they used to do a video, whatever, with Google for them to come on. So we are trying to make sure that we can get our House Lyons as a Google profile for our direct bookings. So that's where we can have people leaving us reviews as well. And essentially with my other business that I have, that is the review management platform. That's maybe why I'm so stuck on reviews, because that's one of my other businesses, is to be able to then have that, because that's actually the way that I see what our reviews are across all of our platforms through the platform that I have. So that's how I can track our Agoda, our VRBO, our Airbnb, and whatever, all on one, and do it all from one spot, and to be able to see the metrics and stuff from there. So that's been really helpful, and I can reply to reviews from there, from the Google ones. And so, is
that something you've developed? Something else?
Yeah. So that was
meeting with you and James and Daryl, because we're working on a few platforms as well, and you've got bit of a background in that, or
that was my that's still my other space, because I serve 2 businesses, and my background has been, I've changed from construction into the tech.
The
Oh,
brain.
tell me all of that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow.
So, I moved from the construction industry, building hospitals, to the tech industry. And so my background is in user experience design, so user and UI design, UX and UI design. So yeah, some of the things I've built myself. The others I have the license, the licensing rights to. So so yeah, it's been a great thing to be able
Did
to
you meet this woman, Ed? Where did you guys meet?
She's the brains and the looks of the whole outfit.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not going to say more, but yeah, we are running out of time. But my gosh, I'm like, I think we need another podcast with you guys. It's like part 2.
Yeah. No, but it's
When-
great. Everything's been integrating really well between top ratings reviews, House Lyons, and this business end kind of app stuff. So yeah, it's been good when you have that skills and you don't have to pay. I could have paid people for it, and very well could have, and probably at times should have in terms of how much time it took. However, it was kind of became like a passion project to set everything. I built our website, I built our app, I built and it was help instrumental with the branding stuff. So it was just something that it was good to be able to bring those skills to bear with that. So it was fun.
Amazing. It's so interesting. I'm gonna have to just kind of close it out. It's so hard to though, because there's so many things, so many more questions I want to ask you guys, but I do realize time is of the essence here. So yeah, like you said, you're going to give it time with this first property, because I'd usually ask, okay, so what's the future plans here? We've kind of already talked about that. I guess the only other thing left to ask is sort of how have you found the community, and how has that helped, being with like-minded people, especially when it comes to your mindset of doing this, because it does really take a certain type of people to accomplish, what you have with the first property so far, and just with everything else that you've got going on. So kind of like your closing thoughts on community and then encouragement.
Yeah, look, the community is great. It really is. And because you can have real conversations with real people that have either gone through or are facing exactly the same hurdles, all sorts of different things, and different people come at things from different ways. And so you get a raft of ideas of how to deal with some stuff.
That's for sure.
And yeah, it's a community of like-minded people. So there's a lot of encouragement and information sharing, and it would be hard just to go and do it completely on your own, to be honest.
Yeah. There's everyone that people pick you up after you've had a not so great day with the situation that you've dealt with. We have the Slack community, we have like offshoots of WhatsApp groups. Everyone shares really openly, honestly, raw. It's like literally like laid bare, which is very few communities that people are really so open to give of their time, their knowledge, the coaching. Like we're on coaching calls all the time, multiple times a week as well. There's even now WhatsApp messages coming in from a group that we have kind of in our area that here's the cleaner for this. Oh, we if like someone is like they can't accommodate someone in their place, they'll be like, hey, do you have space in your place, whatever. So we're just kind of doing a lot of that sharing back and forth, and
they're becoming friends as well. So
we've gone to breakfast, we've gone like to drive to meet up with people in breakfast an hour and a half away.
I have FOMO when I hear about these gatherings. I'm like, tell us when. Although I said to James, we just need to organize and just let everyone know when we're going to be in Melbourne, Sydney, Queensland, and just we'll be there this year. We've got plans to come. So
come on up. We've got a place you can stay.
Sorted.
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, sleep 6, 7-minute walk to the CBD, pool, gym.
I've already seen the listing. I'm like, if it's available.
A direct booking link, in fact.
Sounds good. Send it after this.
Amazing. No, it's been great. And between the community, hostess, like things have definitely been there to be supportive. There's no way we would have been able to like go from not knowing anything to doing the program to like launching essentially in a month's time. Like we were consuming content, we were on calls So it was like a solid month of November, and because
Yeah.
December 5th is when we got the place, and December 12th is when the lease started. And so, yeah, we were,
We were
it was full on, and we
Yeah.
just got stuck into it. But it was in a structured way, and we really felt that we were confident with the experience that people were sharing as well, to like go out there and start going. We already go to open houses anyway. We already loved doing that. We would just like on a regular Saturday anyway. But then it was like, oh, and by the way, we also do this.
Yeah.
We're late to a lot of social events because we've stopped off to check out a property on the way.
Like full on U-turn. Like that
Actually becoming addictive for you guys.
that was before you did.
If there was an open home, we'd just be like, let's go and have a look.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, look, there's so many around here, like where we live as well, and I'm often tempted to go, but I'm like, oh, my commitment sometimes it involves the kids. I've got the young ones, so I still have to take them to these parties, so I can't exactly just pull off into an open home as much as I'd love to.
The kids already know that they
kids
decide to stay in the car.
Yeah.
They're just like, we'll be back in 10, right? Like,
With you guys, that's brilliant. I love it. Oh, you guys have been incredible, and I'm just so grateful that you were able to make the time and jump on and share your amazing story. And I'm just so pleased to have met you guys. And this is not the end. I look forward to seeing you guys, especially when we're there later in the year.
Yes.
So any sort of closing thoughts from you guys, like for people who are watching this? Often it's people from our community. Any encouragement to them, especially those who haven't got their first property yet? What would you like to say?
Apply anyway.
Yeah. Just keep applying.
Keep showing up, because you actually do start to see those agents coming through regularly, because they're starting to see your face. It does take some money to get this started. I'm not gonna lie. So we were able to get some kind of credit card that we have that's interest free, thankfully, as well. So, but I just kind of be prepared for potentially having to cover some things initially. Starting to kind of ramp up and stabilize. Just getting your team together as well. Just the plumber, the whatever, the cleaners, they're so key. Oh, they're very clutch.
They really are. I'm glad you're just reiterating that right now. Yeah.
They are very essential.
Yeah, and it's this isn't like, oh, we can just do this and we'll start making money tomorrow. It's a business.
Yeah.
Treat it like a business. It takes an investment. It takes investment financially and time and effort. But if you do it all and you do it consistently, you'll get some results.
Yeah, definitely.
That's for sure.
Definitely. And just and strap in for the week of setup.
Yeah.
It is a lot. It's a lot. So you just try to be as organized as you can. We're still trying to figure out how do we do this better for the next one, especially with the deliveries and stuff. So just kind of strap in for setup week.
Yeah. Some advice that you may not always be able to get this rent-free period. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. Some are lucky enough to get it, where they can get, like, depending on how long you think it's going to take you, if you explain it to the agent, you sometimes can get that 2-3 weeks. But you guys had a holiday booked, so you had a deadline anyway.
We did try to get in a couple of days earlier because we had like a week between signing and actually starting, but they wouldn't give us that time because we're like, oh, these things need to be done. We'll take care of everything for you. And they were like, no. We're not getting you the keys any early.
Yeah.
We tried.
But you always ask. Yeah.
Got to ask.
Always,
You ask, you'll never know. Yeah, that's true.
always ask. And get those third set of keys, folks. Get those third set of keys. 3 sets. It's very, very key. That's been helpful for us as well. But yeah, I think those are the things that are like kind of top of mind.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you again. You guys have been absolutely brilliant. And
Thank you.
I'm going to let you guys go. And but before I do, thank you to you guys who have been watching or listening to this podcast with Ed and Itiah from Queensland. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and share this episode with anyone you know who wants to get started in short-term rentals. Thanks for watching and listening.